Hello, my name is Dani Garcia, and I'm a third-year student at Pitzer College, majoring in critical global studies with an emphasis in Latin America. This summer, I had the opportunity to intern with Latina Republic as a Latin American correspondent for the countries of Ecuador, Brazil, and El Salvador. Through this position, I was able to learn about the socio-political and economic context of these countries and connect with local people in the region who are doing amazing things for their communities. In my work, I wanted to amplify the voices of underrepresented communities and share their stories, specifically highlighting the voices of women, Indigenous and Afro-descendant communities, as well as the LGBT communities in my region. In mainstream media, these are usually not the voices that we hear very often, and in the US especially, there's a specific image that people have of these countries, so I wanted to diversify the kinds of stories that we hear. Specifically, I focused on environmental and human rights issues and how communities have been responding to these issues. So I wanted to better understand the current situation in Latin America and what types of issues are most pressing right now, but also understand and highlight how local leaders, whether that be everyday people, NGO leaders, or communities, have been coming together to find solutions to these issues. Through interviewing and connecting with local leaders and NGOs through social media, I got to hear about some of the things that they were doing. For example, earlier this summer, El Salvador experienced a lot of heavy rainfall that turned into 2 tropical storms, and this caused a lot of environmental damage. On top of the restrictions of the pandemic, many people lost their homes to flooding, and the national response took a lot of time. Through local news channels, I found out about the work of a young professional named Julio, who was taking time out of his schedule to deliver food and other necessities to those who were most impacted by the storms. With the support of Latina Republic, I was able to find him through social media and interview him about the situation in his country and the work that he was doing through a nonprofit called Acción Santa Ana in his own local community. Even though my original idea for the article was to write about the local response to the storms, talking with this local leader helped me understand structural issues around environmental vulnerability, economic situations that many people were facing that were worsened by the pandemic, and how his work with this organization was tackling these issues. I think it's really inspiring to see how local communities can take care of each other in times of need and find creative and sustainable solutions to immediate problems and also more structural issues. There are so many leaders in Latin America that are doing amazing things for their communities, and we can all learn from them, especially in the US. Through this interview with NGO Acción Santa Ana, I learned a lot about the programs that they were implementing that promoted sustainable local development, environmentally friendly and accessible community spaces, and also the vision that they had for safer and healthier communities. As a critical global studies major, I have been able to study global processes and structures in an interdisciplinary way, and because of this, I'm very interested in sustainable development, human rights issues, and the environment. However, talking with local people and being able to share ideas, connecting with them, and highlighting their work was a really cool experience to learn about these topics on a specific, local, personal level. It really brought my learning into the real world. Professionally, I gained research and writing skills. I was able to practice my Spanish. I learned how to interview and transcribe interviews and developed storytelling skills. As a college student, to be able to create a professional writing portfolio is really amazing. And one of the most important things that I learned from our executive director, Dr. Quartucci, was about humanizing the people and the topics that you're writing about to create a meaningful story through the small details that make the story specific. And I think this is a really, really useful lesson in journalism. I also really appreciated how us interns were able to pursue topics that we were passionate about and also have the support of Dr. Quartucci and Latina Republic partners with whatever we needed. I got to meet other amazing college students who shared really interesting articles, which I learned a lot from. We also shared resources with each other and supported each other's work, so this was a really cool experience in itself. This internship opened the door for me to learn about journalism in Latin America, but it also sparked a deep interest in community empowerment and human rights advocacy. After this internship, I enrolled in a class about Latin American journalism, which I'm really loving so far, and I'm hoping to be able to study abroad this summer in Quito, Ecuador, so I'm really grateful because I feel more prepared for this. I really appreciated being exposed to a wide network of leaders across Latin America and being able to build bridges with them. I really resonate with Latina Republic's mission of empowering communities and breaking stereotypes about Latin Americans and immigration, and I'm really grateful to have been able to work with the whole team. Although virtually, it was a really rewarding experience.